Welcome to your personalized deep dive into cloud computing trends. For the year 2025, we're going to be dissecting an article from Dataversity. It's titled Cloud Computing Trends in 2025. And our mission today is to help you understand the most impactful advancements that are coming our way.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be following this field. The article paints a picture of a future where technology is not just faster and more efficient, but also fundamentally different in how it operates.
Yeah, and the article kicks off with a trend that feels like it's straight out of science fiction. Quantum cloud computing. I have to admit the concept of qubits still makes my head spin a little.
Yeah, it's a mind-bending concept,
Hmm.
but the potential impact is huge. So instead of bits, which can be either 0 or 1, quantum computers use these things called qubits, and those can be both 0 and 1
Yeah.
simultaneously.
So it's not just like a minor speed boost, it's a completely different way of processing information.
Exactly. And this opens up a whole new realm of possibilities. Imagine a world where developing a life-saving vaccine takes months, not years, because scientists can analyze complex molecular structures in real time using quantum simulations, or financial models that can accurately predict market trends with unprecedented accuracy.
Yeah, it's that kind of once impossible becoming possible that really gets me excited. And speaking of keeping things safe, in this rapidly evolving world, the article also highlights AI-driven cybersecurity. Are we talking about robot security guards patrolling the cloud?
Not quite robots, but AI is becoming essential in defending against these increasingly sophisticated cyber attacks. AI can analyze massive amounts of data in real time, identifying patterns and anomalies that indicate a potential threat.
It sounds like a fortress. But
Sure.
are there new vulnerabilities emerging in this environment that businesses should be aware of?
That's a great point. While AI provides an additional layer of defense, managing security in a multi-cloud environment, for example, can introduce new challenges. The complexity of these systems requires specialized expertise and a proactive approach to threat detection and mitigation.
So it's not a set it and forget it solution. Companies need to stay vigilant and adapt their security strategies as the technology evolves. But on a lighter note, let's talk about the rise of hyper-personalization. This sounds both exciting and a little creepy.
Yeah, it's a fascinating trend with a lot of potential, but also some valid concerns. By 2025, hyper-personalization will likely become even more ingrained in our lives, thanks to advancements in cloud-based data analysis and AI.
So are we talking about a world where our refrigerators order groceries for us before we even realize we're running low on milk?
Well, it's not just about convenience. Hyper-personalization could revolutionize industries like healthcare and education. Imagine learning platforms that adapt to your individual learning style and pace, providing customized content and feedback to help you achieve your full potential.
Now that's a future I can get behind. A world where education is truly tailored to each student's needs. That's a game changer. But the article doesn't stop there. It dives deeper into 5 key trends to watch for in 2025. Care to give us a sneak peek?
Absolutely. The article highlights the rise of multi-cloud strategies, where businesses use multiple cloud providers to optimize performance and cost efficiency. Then there's the continued development of quantum computing and G technology, pushing the boundaries of speed and real-time data processing even further.
Speaking of pushing boundaries, quantum computing combined with G technology is really going to shake things up. What else is on the horizon?
Well, sustainability is becoming a major focus. As businesses seek to reduce their environmental impact, we're also seeing a growing emphasis on cloud governance and data sovereignty, with stricter regulations and advancements in privacy measures to protect sensitive information.
It makes sense that as we become more reliant on the cloud, the security and ethical implications become increasingly important. And what's the 5th trend to keep an eye on?
The integration of blockchain technology is transforming data centralization and security in cloud computing. Its decentralized and tamper-proof nature makes it a perfect fit for enhancing security and trust in cloud environments.
Okay, so we have 5 major trends to explore. Multi-cloud strategies, quantum computing and G technology, sustainability, cloud governance, and blockchain integration. Let's start with the first one, multi-cloud strategies. What's driving this trend?
So traditionally, businesses would choose one cloud provider and build their entire infrastructure around it. But now companies are realizing that a multi-cloud approach can offer significant advantages in terms of flexibility, cost efficiency, and resilience.
So instead of putting all their eggs in one basket, companies are diversifying their cloud portfolio.
Precisely. By using multiple cloud providers, Businesses can avoid vendor lock-in, choose the best services for their specific needs, and optimize costs by leveraging different pricing models.
It sounds like a smart strategy, especially in a rapidly evolving technological landscape. But doesn't managing multiple cloud environments create a whole new set of challenges?
It certainly adds complexity, but the benefits often outweigh the risks. Businesses need to carefully consider their needs and resources before diving into a multi-cloud strategy. Having the right tools and expertise to manage these environments effectively is crucial.
It sounds like a balancing act between flexibility and manageability. Okay, let's shift gears to trend number 2, quantum computing and G technology. We've already touched on the potential of quantum computing, but what role does G technology play in this equation?
G technology is all about speed. It enables ultra-fast connectivity, which is essential for realizing the full potential of quantum computing in the cloud. Imagine being able to process and analyze enormous datasets instantaneously, enabling breakthroughs in fields like medical research, financial modeling, and climate science.
It's like giving a supercomputer a superhighway to travel on. What are some real-world applications where this combination could have the biggest impact?
The possibilities are vast. In healthcare, quantum computing paired with G technology could accelerate drug discovery, enable personalized medicine, and revolutionize medical imaging. In finance, it could power real-time fraud detection and risk management systems. And in climate science, it could help us model and predict climate change with unprecedented accuracy.
It's mind-boggling to think about the problems we could solve and the innovations we could unlock with this kind of power at our fingertips.
And it's not just about speed. It's about tackling complex challenges that were previously insurmountable. Quantum computing can handle intricate calculations and simulations that are simply beyond the capabilities of classical computers, while G technology ensures that data can be transmitted and processed with minimal delay.
So it's a perfect partnership for pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the cloud. Now let's talk about trend number 3, sustainability and green computing. This seems particularly relevant as concerns about climate change and environmental responsibility continue to grow.
It's a trend that's gaining significant momentum. Businesses are increasingly demanding sustainable practices from their cloud providers, and the industry is responding. We're seeing a major shift towards data centers, powered by renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind power.
So using the cloud could actually help companies reduce their carbon footprint.
That's right. By consolidating IT infrastructure in energy-efficient data centers, companies can significantly reduce their overall energy consumption and greenhouse gas emissions. Plus, cloud providers are constantly innovating to optimize energy usage within their data centers, further reducing the environmental impact.
It's encouraging to see the cloud becoming a force for positive change in this regard. Now let's talk about trend number 4, cloud governance and data sovereignty. These sound a bit more complex. Can you break them down for us?
They are indeed multifaceted issues. Cloud governance refers to the policies, procedures, and technologies used to manage and control cloud environments. It encompasses security, compliance, risk management, and cost optimization. Data sovereignty, on the other hand, focuses on the legal jurisdiction where data is stored and processed, ensuring compliance with regional laws and regulations.
So it's not just about protecting data from hackers, it's also about ensuring responsible and ethical data handling.
Absolutely. We're seeing stricter laws around data privacy, such as GDPR in Europe and CCPA in California. Cloud providers are stepping up to meet these demands by offering tools and services that help businesses comply with these regulations.
What are some key considerations for businesses when it comes to cloud governance and data sovereignty?
Businesses need to understand the specific regulations that apply to their industry and location. They need to choose cloud providers that align with their compliance obligations and offer robust security measures to protect sensitive data. It's also crucial to establish clear data governance policies within the organization to ensure responsible data handling across all cloud environments.
So it's a combination of external regulations and internal policies that need to work together seamlessly. Now let's move on to our final trend for this section, blockchain integration. How is blockchain impacting the world of cloud computing?
Blockchain's decentralized and tamper-evident nature makes it an ideal technology for enhancing security and trust in cloud environments. By incorporating blockchain, cloud providers can create more robust systems for data storage, sharing, and management.
So it's like adding an extra layer of protection to ensure data integrity and transparency.
Exactly. Blockchain essentially creates a distributed ledger, that records every transaction and change made to the data, making it incredibly difficult for hackers to alter or corrupt information. It also enhances data centralization by allowing secure and seamless data exchanges
Right.
between different cloud platforms, which is especially valuable for businesses operating in multi-cloud environments.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Blockchain's reputation for security and transparency definitely seems like a valuable asset in the cloud. We've covered a lot of ground already,
Yeah.
from quantum computing to blockchain. And it's clear that the future of cloud computing is incredibly exciting. But there's still more to explore, right?
Absolutely. We've only just scratched the surface of these 5 trends. There are many more fascinating details and implications to unpack.
Well, I'm ready to dive back in. Let's take a closer look at the advantages of serverless computing and edge technologies in the next part of our deep dive.
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's unpack these next two exciting trends: serverless computing and edge technologies. To be honest, the term serverless always throws me off a bit. Doesn't all computing require servers somewhere?
Yeah, it's a bit of a misnomer. But the key idea that you don't have to manage those servers, imagine you have this brilliant idea for an app, but setting up and maintaining servers just feels daunting. Serverless lets you skip that and focus solely on your app, leaving those infrastructure headaches to the cloud provider.
So it's like outsourcing your IT department, but specifically for the behind-the-scenes stuff. What are the biggest advantages of going serverless?
Well, besides not needing a server room in your basement, it frees up time and resources, allowing businesses to be more agile and focus on innovation. Plus, serverless computing is incredibly scalable. The cloud provider automatically adjusts resources based on demand, so businesses only pay for what they actually use.
That sounds like a pretty sweet deal. No server headaches, and you only pay for what you need. Okay, now on to edge computing. How does that fit into this picture?
Edge computing brings computation closer to the source of data. Instead of sending all that data to a central cloud for processing, edge computing allows data to be analyzed and acted upon, right at the edge of the network, closer to the devices or users generating that data.
So instead of data making a round trip to a faraway data center, it gets processed right where it's collected. What kind of speed improvements are we talking about?
The difference can be dramatic, especially for applications where every millisecond counts. Think self-driving cars needing to make split-second decisions, or real-time financial transactions where even a small delay can mean a lost opportunity. By processing data at the edge, we can get insights and responses much faster.
It sounds like a game changer, not just for speed, but also for applications that generate huge amounts of data. I'm picturing those massive wind farms or smart city grids with sensors everywhere.
Exactly. Edge computing takes the strain off, both network bandwidth and cloud resources, by processing a lot of that data locally. This also makes it ideal for situations where internet connectivity is limited or unreliable.
It seems like serverless computing and edge technologies work really well together. Serverless handles the back-end infrastructure, while edge computing brings intelligence and speed to the front lines.
They do complement each other beautifully, enabling businesses to build more responsive, efficient, and scalable cloud applications that can adapt to different environments and demands.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive already. From quantum computing to blockchain to serverless and edge technologies, my head is spinning with all these exciting possibilities.
It's certainly a lot to take in, but it paints a fascinating picture of the future. However, we can't ignore the challenges that come with all this innovation.
You're right, it's all fun and games until someone loses their data or gets hacked. The article emphasizes cloud security and compliance, and with good reason.
Absolutely. As we become more reliant on the cloud, the stakes get higher. Everything from storing sensitive customer data to running mission-critical applications relies on the cloud's security and reliability.
With so many people working remotely these days, that attack surface is only getting wider. What are cloud providers doing to address these security concerns?
They're investing heavily in advanced security measures, like encryption, multi-factor authentication, and continuous monitoring to protect data from unauthorized access and cyber attacks. It's like building a fortress around your data with multiple layers of security to keep the bad guys out.
But with all these sophisticated security measures, are there any emerging vulnerabilities that we should be aware of?
That's a great question. The threat landscape is constantly evolving, and new vulnerabilities emerge all the time. For example, the rise of sophisticated AI-powered attacks poses new challenges for security professionals. It's a constant arms race between attackers and defenders.
So it's not enough to just have the latest security tools in place. Companies also need to stay informed about the latest threats and adapt their security strategies accordingly.
Exactly. A proactive approach to security is essential. This includes regular security audits, vulnerability assessments, and employee training to ensure that everyone is aware of the latest threats and best practices.
And what about compliance? Earlier, we talked about the growing importance of regulations like GDPR and CCPA. How do businesses ensure they're meeting these ever-changing requirements?
Yeah, it can feel overwhelming. But cloud providers are stepping up to offer tools and services that help businesses meet these compliance obligations. This includes things like data encryption, access controls, audit trails, and data residency options to ensure compliance with regional regulations.
So companies need to carefully evaluate their cloud providers to make sure they offer the right security and compliance features for their specific needs.
Absolutely. It's not a one-size-fits-all
Yeah.
situation. Security and compliance need to be a top priority when choosing a cloud provider. They should be able to demonstrate a strong commitment to security best practices and offer a comprehensive suite of tools and services to help businesses meet their specific regulatory obligations.
It seems like the key takeaway here is that cloud security and compliance are not just technical issues, but also business decisions with significant implications.
That's a great point. Security and compliance should be integrated into the overall business strategy, not treated as an afterthought.
Okay, I think we've covered all 5 of the major cloud trends. Highlighted in the Dataversity article, that was a whirlwind tour of the future of cloud computing. Quantum computers, blockchain, sustainable data centers, AI-powered security. It's hard to imagine what the world will look like in just a few short years.
It's truly an exciting time to be following this field. The pace of innovation is astonishing, and the possibilities seem endless.
But before we get carried away by all the hype, let's take a step back and revisit one trend in particular that really stood out to me: the rise of multi-cloud strategies. It's a concept that's been popping up throughout our conversation, and I think it deserves a deeper dive.
I agree. It's a trend that's reshaping the cloud landscape in profound ways, and it's worth exploring the practical implications and potential challenges in more detail.
Yeah, it really is incredible to think about how these technologies will reshape our world in just a few short years.
It really is. The pace of innovation is just accelerating, and the cloud is at the forefront of this transformation.
We talked about how these advancements will affect businesses, but what about individuals? How might these cloud computing trends impact our daily lives?
That's a great question. The impact will be widespread and multifaceted. Let's start with healthcare. Quantum computing could revolutionize drug discovery and personalized medicine, leading to more effective treatments and potentially even cures for currently incurable diseases. AI-driven diagnostics and remote patient monitoring, powered by the cloud, could make healthcare more accessible and affordable for people all around the globe.
So a future where we live longer, healthier lives thanks to the cloud, that's a pretty amazing prospect.
And that's just one example. Hyper-personalization, driven by cloud-based data analysis and AI, could transform our shopping experiences, our entertainment options, even our education. Imagine learning platforms that adapt to your individual learning style and pace, providing customized content and feedback to help you achieve your full potential.
A world where education is truly tailored to each student's needs. That would be a game changer. It sounds like these cloud advancements have the potential to make our lives easier, more efficient,
Right.
and more fulfilling.
Absolutely. But it's important to acknowledge the potential challenges as well. As we become more reliant on the cloud, data privacy and security become even more crucial. We need to be mindful of how our data is being collected, stored, and used, and we need to demand transparency and accountability from cloud providers.
It's a reminder that with great power comes great responsibility. We need to be thoughtful and proactive in shaping the future of cloud computing, ensuring that it benefits all of humanity.
Well said. It's an ongoing conversation that requires collaboration between governments, businesses, and individuals. We all have a role to play in ensuring that these powerful technologies are used ethically and responsibly.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into cloud computing trends for 2025, I'm left with a sense of cautious optimism. There are incredible opportunities on the horizon, but we need to approach them with a critical eye and a commitment to ethical development and implementation.
I couldn't agree more. The future of cloud computing is in our hands. It's up to all of us to shape it in a way that benefits society as a whole.
And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive. We hope you found this exploration of cloud computing trends informative and thought-provoking. Remember, the future is not something that just happens to us, it's something we create together.
Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the ever-evolving world of technology.